Hello everyone, welcome back. Technomath here. In today's video we are looking at how to insert cells. So you notice in the previous video I had inserted some arbitrary text, but I quickly showed you how to put some summation formulas, subtraction formulas for the totals, and here we are. So for example, you realize that you hadn't accounted for a certain income or a certain expense that has started coming up and you want to classify it. So based on this worksheet, one option, a very rudimentary one, would mean you delete all this text, you re-enter it with the new factors you've added in. But an alternative solution, especially if you had already begun computation using formulas, is to use the insert cell function. So you can insert rows, you can insert columns. So for example, let's delete this one. So for example, let's take that you hadn't put in a certain month and you realize that your totals are off by a month. So you don't want to start deleting the information and entering it manually. If you realize that the month that's missing is August, if you come to the next cell where you want to insert, notice that insert brings in the additional row or the new column to the left or to the top. So if you want to insert at column H, you select column H and everything at this point will be pushed to the right. So to insert, say, August data, that's how you do it. And remember that we can use the autofill function to get August, and then we can simply decide to copy this information using autofill and the same using autofill, and we get it. So let's assume that you hadn't accounted for utilities and you realize that you want to add utilities. You can add utilities in between any of these rows, but notice that if you insert here, notice that it comes with the formatting of the cell above it. So you need to be very careful of where you're inserting it. If you don't want additional formatting, say the cell fill, the color shading, font formatting, formulas, if that is the kind of thing that you're very specific about, you need to be careful with where you're inserting it. So just to redo the same, let's insert it at column 10 and let's insert it at column 14. Notice the difference. The row 10 comes in with the shading of row 9, your expenses, the gray coloration, but at column 14, row 14, we don't have the same problem. So you need to be very careful where you are choosing to insert your columns, your rows, just to make sure that you don't end up with additional work of formatting your information again and etc. So just to use the autofill feature quickly and use this again to get the information. So essentially that's how you insert cells. Sometimes in very specific scenarios you might want to insert cells in between the worksheet, and in that scenario you insert, you notice this pop-up comes in where you have to choose if you want your cells to shift right, down, shift entire row, shift entire column. But you need to be very careful with this. For example, if you shift only the cells, you notice that cells to your right or to the top, to the bottom, come in with some problems. So next time you're trying to insert something, you need to be very careful of what selections you are using and where you want to insert your cells, where you want to insert your data, if you want to preserve your formulas. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and always comment on what you don't like, what you'd like us to improve, and what you want to see in the next videos. See you on the next one.